Set married Asar, and they lived in peace. Until Set, Asar's evil brother, out of rage and jealousy, murdered Asar and cut his body up into pieces and stuffed it into the water. Set cried and wailed, but did not give up. With the help of Impu, the jackal, she searched and found the body of Asar and restored it. Soon, Heru, the son of Asar, grew strong and mighty, and he avenged his father, Asar, the triumphant, Asar, Ma'u Keru. Later, many years later, the great Sultan of pharaohs of Kemet continued to practice Kemetic mind science, through rituals, through sacrifices, through chants, to the Unater, the one God. Once a year, the Sultan and his queen would parade with the priest to the people the statues of the Unater and Neteru. The divinity that she just saw was Jehuti. And he's here to say it's time to go to the second level, the second sphere of divine wisdom, ruled by Jehuti, who is a Necher. The divine wisdom that I must give to you now is this. The ancient Kemites were not pagans. They did not worship many gods. Instead, they worshiped the Uanater, the one God. But the one God had many names and many divinities. The purpose of Rek Hati Kemeti is Kepara Neteru, transformation into the divine frequencies of the one Ra God light. This prism will help explain the Rek Hati Kemeti. When Ra's light, coming from the Unater, the one God, goes into a prism, you get different colors coming out. But if you look directly at the light, you couldn't see the different colors of the light. In fact, suppose you could see the different colors of the one light. You couldn't tell the difference between brown or green or black. So the Unater and its divine wisdom made your eyes only to see one light. But there is more than one frequency. When light hits a prism, you can get red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays. There's even radio waves that come from the sun that you cannot see. So Rek Hati Kemeti is using the mind to see Ra's light from the Ua Neter, the one God, and being able to see Heru and Impu, Heteru, Nephet, Jehuti, Asar, etc. All different frequencies of the one light. Think back when you were young. Your mother had your legal name for you. But your mother had a nickname for you too. And your father had a nickname for you. When you got old enough to go outside and play with your friends, they had a nickname for you. Maybe you had your own nickname, or when you got older, you changed your name through marriage. So you have many names. So why can't the Unatir have many names? Remember, the ancient Kemites were not pagans. Through the power of Rekhati, they could see the different colors coming from the one God. It's extremely important. Now, let's define Kepra Neteru. Kepra Neteru is transforming your consciousness into one or more of the one God's multiple divinities. As a Himneter, Samshu Amun-Ra, priest, follower of Amun-Ra, I do not pray to Amun-Ra. I do not pray to Heru. I do not pray to Pt2 or Jehuti or Set. I Kepra Neteru. I transform myself into Amun-Ra, into Heru, into or Set or Jehuti. There are 3 types of meditators. The first type of meditator must focus on one thing and one thing only. Then, the second type of meditator looks at the duality of one thing. The yin and the yang, the inner and outer, the macro and the micro. But the highest type of meditator becomes the object of meditation. That is the goal of Rek, Hati, Kemeti. You must become Heru. You must become Asar. You must become Jehuti. This will take study and practice. But if you do the exercises and get the experience, you can go beyond years of study and years of practice. Let's define Rek Hati Kemeti. Rek Hati Kemeti, or Kemetic mind science, develops the power of mind over matter through the process of Kepra Neteru. Every human being on the planet Earth has in their genes a genetic super divine memory of how this universe was created. But how do you unlock this genetic super divine memory code? That is one of the goals of Rek Hati Kemeti through Kepra Neteru. Once you know how, through sound, breathing exercises, and visualizations, once you know how to create that key to your genetic memory code, then you can return to your godlike powers. There are 3 components of Kepra Neteru. 1. Symbols and sounds. 2. Body and breath control. 3. Kemetic meditation. Let's discuss symbols. Our first symbol is the Djed Kal. This symbol belongs to Asar. The story has it that once Set, the evil brother of Asar, murdered Asar. He took his body and stuffed it in a trunk. Then, through Rekhati, because there's bad guys using Rekhati also, through Rekhati Kemeti, he enchanted the waters of the ocean. And Asar's body inside the trunk was carried up to a town called Byblos. And by the sea, there was a tree, a very special tree. And this tree wasn't